Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. Reverend Debbie here, hope you're doing well. Today's Witchy Natter video is all about crystals that you can use for Samhain. So I've gathered together some of my black crystals here. Black is obviously the main colour, but anything dark grey and of course the gold, blue, red tiger's eye are also crystals that can be used. So I thought I'd just go through a few of the crystals here and their properties, and with them being black, the main property of all of them is protection. So if you decide you want to do some meditation into the underworld, perhaps you want to go down the tree of life, down the roots into the underworld, then these crystals will help protect you and may help you get there on your journey. So the main one I'm going to look at is this one in the center. This is labradorite. Look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous piece of labradorite with that beautiful blue sheen on it? This was gifted to me many years ago, and it's still one of my favorite crystal balls that I use for scrying. And these crystals are excellent for scrying. Labradorite is all about transformation and change. And when we go deeper into it, it helps us realize the changes that we need to make in life in order to move forwards. So it's an excellent crystal for grounding, but at the same time, beware that you may just sort of drift off into space a little bit, because I look at this as if it's a nebula out in space. So a very, very wonderful crystal for scrying, a wonderful crystal for using to protect you and for grounding. And there we have Goblin. Goblin, my darling, you have to get off because you're knocking all the crystals off. She'll try to knock them all off, to play with them. Go on. So she's knocked over my blue stone, which is actually a very dark blue. And this is from the same stone that make the outer ring of Stonehenge, the blue stones. Excellent crystal if you want to, again, work with the underworld and perhaps look for a deeper path into spirituality, especially when it comes to sacred spaces. Let's see if I can get that to stand again on its little thingy. Now, of course, Goblin would come and disturb everything. Another fantastic crystal that I love for protection is obsidian. Now, I use this when I am doing a Reiki treatment. It goes underneath the bed and it draws all the negative energy into it, and then I disperse it out in the garden. But obsidian is probably one of the best crystals for protection. Obsidian and black tourmaline, which is this one here, which we'll have a look in a minute. But I absolutely love obsidian as a crystal. And then we have an Apache tear here. Now, unfortunately, the light isn't strong enough for you to see through it, but Apache tears, you will always be able to see through them. I remember I once had a cat called Fenrir, and he passed over, and when I buried him in a white silken cloth, but also put a piece of obsidian with him as well, just to help him cross over to the other side. Then we have a piece of snowflake obsidian. This is raw, this is not tumbled, so you can see that it's got the white blobs on it. Now, don't forget that obsidian is actually volcanic in nature. Most of it comes from, no, don't jump up here. Most of it comes from America. As I mentioned, we've got the black tourmaline here. Now, this crystal, quite heavy, very strong, but also quite brittle. So these little brittle bits here can break off quite easily, but another fantastic crystal to use for protection and grounding as well. Then we have, and I've lost a crystal here. No, you stay there, sweetheart. That's it. Then we have smoky quartz, which I love using for meditation. No, Goblin, get down. See, my cat's better now. She wants to get onto the crystals. Whatever you're doing, cats always want to be there, don't they? So smoky quartz, excellent for meditation, especially, again, if you're going through to the underworld. Now, I use this crystal and I use my finger across the actual window of the crystal. So I measure the sides and I count as I do this. That's for meditation. So maybe one that you want to look at for meditation. Excuse the pen on my hand, I've been studying all day. This is another piece of smoky quartz, which I forgot to put on here. No, Goblin, it's not, you missed tea time, it's gone. Is this, no, get down. Sorry guys, is this lovely smoky quartz crystal ball. Another one that's wonderful to use for divination and for scrying. It becomes more difficult as you use the darker crystals for scrying. Obviously, you have to really focus on your third eye. You can see there's a little rainbow there on that side of the crystal. I'm attracted to rainbows with my crystals. I often find them afterwards when I bought them that they've got rainbows in them. And so it becomes more difficult to scry with the darker crystals. So it's really excellent to practice with them to develop your scrying skills. Then we have a piece of onyx. Now, onyx is quite light in its weight. It's not a heavy crystal and it feels sort of hollow. And then next to it, well, across on the other side, we have hematite, which is incredibly heavy. Very, very heavy crystal. Hematite is used for the blood. So if you have any blood issues, use hematite. If you need more iron in your body, use hematite. Then I have a piece of jet here, which is not actually a crystal. It's actually petrified wood that washes up on the beach near Whitby. So that is another nice one to use as a black crystal though. And don't forget, all of these black crystals are good for protection. They remove negative energy, excellent for scrying, excellent for this time of year. Then if you can't come across anything else that you can use, a piece of coal. A piece of coal is also very good to use. This piece of coal belonged to my granddad. He used to be a miner. He used to work down the pits. And he kept this with him for many, many years. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it was to do with luck. But when he passed, I inherited it. Everybody said, oh, do you want this, Debs? You know, you collect these things. And here in the center, we have a tiger's eye, hawk eye. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't it absolutely beautiful? Piece of tiger's eye with an actual hawk eye on it. Fabulous crystal for scrying. Again, I would use this meditating, lying on my back with this piece of crystal on my third eye, on my forehead. Then we have stigbit. This is another wonderful heavy crystal to use. It's very metallic, and again, it's striated. It's got all these striations on it, and it shows different colors on it as well. I actually love using this as a wand in ritual circle. It's quite strong and sort of puts together a really strong ritual circle. And you can see here the formations, how it forms in these sort of higgledy-piggledy manner. And then I've got another teeny piece of it here as well. And again, I like this one for pointing and directing energies. To me, this is one for directing energies, but it will bring protection as well. So I see the video is 8 minutes long, nearly 9 minutes long, so I'm going to end it there. If you know of any other crystals that you use over Samhain, any black crystals that I've not included here, please drop a comment below. I hope to see you next time. Blessed be.